Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's our last interview from Shoptalk Europe.
Ann.
Yes, we made it through, Chris. Thanks again, just to start off, to Walmart Commerce Technologies, who has hosted us and who is making all of our coverage of Shoptalk 2024 possible. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is OmniTalk Retail. I'm Ann Mazinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And standing between us, we have a lovely guest today. We have Caroline Welsh, who is the Customer, Digital, and Trading Board Director for Brico Dépôt. Caroline, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me as your final guest.
Thanks for being here.
No pressure, huh?
We're all that stands between you and happy hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
me and alcohol.
We like to end. We'd like to end with a bang, and I think you're the perfect person for us to do that with.
Yes,
so
thank you. You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about your background and your role at Brico.
Yeah, so I spent many years actually in telcos in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, doing lots of work there. And then I made the lucky decision to come and join retail and home improvement, starting in the UK under the Kingfisher Group for the super brilliant brand that is Screwfix in the UK. It's an amazing business. I think we've heard them talked about lots here at Shoptalk. You know, easily one of the best trade retailers in the world, in my opinion. And I got to come to Spain when we decided that we wanted to reinvest with the business. I came for 6 months to set up our customer department. And honestly, I've never gone home.
Really?
So for as long as I can, I've been staying.
Can you let us know how to do that after this interview?
Because
I would like to follow in your footsteps, Caroline.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's your role? Tell us about your role.
So
what are you specifically in charge of?
Yeah, so I honestly, I have the most exceptional role where I look after everything that touches our customers.
Okay.
So whether that's the products that we buy and that we range in our stores, whether that be the advertising, our loyalty program, our pricing strategy, everything to do with customer data and the work that we do sits in the remit for the merchandising. And I think, we've heard a lot of talk about omni-channel, but actually I think when you have the customer sat in one team, a lot of the debate about what you want to do in the different areas can really come together. Mm-hmm. And I think by bringing everyone into one team with one view on the customer, we've been really able to kind of put truly the customer at the heart of that decision. So I get the privilege of working with an amazing bunch of colleagues who every day do everything they can to make it right for them.
And how many stores are you overseeing, generally speaking?
So we have 31. We have
31.
28 here in Spain and 3 in Portugal.
Okay.
Many more to come. We've just announced 2 new stores, which is amazing for us.
Wow.
So 1 in Portugal and one here in Spain, in Barcelona, nearby. And those stores are at the heart of our business. They really are what we're truly about. And without them, we wouldn't function.
Right.
Well, tell us a little bit about kind of what brings you to Shoptalk Europe. I mean, what are you excited to see while you're here? What are you be researching as you think about opening new stores and about kind of extending the experience that your customers are already having in the stores?
So I think as leaders, right, of departments, we're no longer experts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I am not a
That's a great point. I love
a digital expert or something. In fact, someone asked me to rate myself and what my digital capabilities, and I was like, oh my God, maybe a 6. I mean, I don't know, because I'm no longer the person who knows what to do, and because of that, I need to stay really curious about what's happening, and shows like this get me to ask questions and learn and know what I should be looking for when the teams are presenting me with the ideas or the work that they're doing, right? Because I don't know as much as them, so I trust them immensely to make the right decisions. So kind of getting my knowledge, seeing what's out there, learning what's on the horizon, knowing the things that are important, self-checking a lot. As a business, are we doing the right thing? Are we really challenging ourselves for tomorrow? And really, for me, that's what this show is all about, is to really do that and to learn from other sectors. There's a huge amount to be learned from grocery. They've got, huge challenges. Right. So how can we do, maybe some of those tools to do the right thing moving forward?
So being in Barcelona, is this your first time at Shoptalk, or did you come last year?
I came last year.
Okay.
But just for one day.
For one day.
So this year I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I've, been able to meet so many people, You know, the speed dating is amazing. You know, I've been married for 20 years, so it's nice to meet new people.
Get back in the water,
It's like
right?
I'm back in. I
Nice
know
to
what
be
it's
wanted
like.
again.
It's nice to be wanted. But you know, I think it's just great to meet people that you
Right.
might not think you need to have a conversation with.
Right.
And you know, there's 2 people I've met since I've been here, where absolutely I think there's something we should do with the business, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, and now you're meeting us too.
Now
so-
I mean you.
Yeah.
And the other thing this year is you got invited to speak, right? Am I
did.
not mistaken? Yes.
I did.
What
yeah.
did you? What did you? Did you already speak? Did you speak
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow's the day, so I
Okay.
can't party tonight.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah,
gotta,
yeah. Or no
But
one will turn
tomorrow
up. One of the
night.
two.
gotta keep it on the level.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
But give us a little taste. Give us an appetizer. So, because if for those of maybe that are back home in the United States too,
Yeah.
especially, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to share with the audience?
Well, there's 2 brilliant things that have happened, really. One is that we built a website in 8 days in COVID.
Oh my God.
And the other thing we
Wow.
did was build a marketplace in 3 months. So they're
Okay.
the 2 big things that I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
You know, and I think just to give a sneak peek, you know, we reached COVID and we didn't have a e-commerce platform. We had a catalog site, but we couldn't sell, and all the stores were closed,
Mhm.
and we needed to do something.
Right.
And in 8 days, the team built a site that was able to transact, was held together with sellotape, but we did it. And we put 2 people in every store to pick and pack every order, and we got a local delivery company to do the deal and go. And I think, you know, those times in COVID is when you do these things brilliantly, and it continues to, you know, to work to this day. You know,
Wow.
stores are at the heart of our proposition. And over this and during this journey, we've learned that customers need more from us. And, you know, even being in the luxury of having a store and an e-commerce platform, there are products we just can't stock. And there's ranges that we need to extend, but you can't necessarily take the inventory. And as the price leader here in Spain, and for us really wanting to give that total project experience, we then built a marketplace. And you asked me earlier when we were catching up about
Yeah.
what's really important at Kingfisher and why does it work. It's because the group had already done that for one of
Okay.
the other banners,
Okay.
and we were able to take that technology, put it in the right way for our customers, and go really quick. And that's now a huge part of our business, and it goes from strength to strength.
I'm curious, did you have the same debate that all the U.S. retailers have too in terms of how broad do we want the assortment?
every day.
Every day?
Every day.
It probably doesn't stop,
And
does it?
No, it doesn't
No.
stop. And in fact, I'm probably the harshest. of
Are
the
you?
group, right? Because I'm really like authentic to our customer base. Like, I don't want them to have an experience online that doesn't match the experience
Right.
in store. I don't want them to be disappointed on their shopping journey.
Right.
So if I sell everything and then they go in store and it's really limited
Right.
and the expectation's not clear, if you've driven 30 minutes, you're not going to be happy with me, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you ask my e-commerce and my marketplace team, they'll say, "Oh, she's horrific." But you know, if you ask my customers, I hope they go, "I understand the difference." And I think it is really important about who you are and staying true to the business you are.
How do you ameliorate that risk? Like, how do you make sure that doesn't happen to a customer?
Well, I think, you know, your company purpose has to be clear, and I think your mission of what you're trying to do has to be clear. And you know, I'm not going to sell pet foods. That's not who I am. You know, I'm a DIY retailer who's refurbishing your home and doing a project, right? So you might want a bed and a mattress from me when you've just bought all of your storage, but you definitely don't then need me to supply the cushions and the bed linen and all of these things. And I think if you're really true to that purpose and that's who we are, then it's really easy to make those decisions and stay true to it.
To make those calls.
Yeah.
Carolyn, what would you say you've learned then, or advice that you'd have on being the best possible omni-channel retailer possible? Like, what would you tell some people in the audience based off of just building a site in a few days and then building a marketplace in a few months? And then the things that you're just talking about now, like choosing and making sure that you have the right assortment online and in store. Like,
so I think, you know, one is ask your customers, but then ask your store colleagues, right? Because customers want everything. Yeah, you know, if you do research, we've all been there. Please bring me this, and then you launch it, and the customers don't come. But actually, our colleagues who are in store every day, they know exactly what we need. And I think you need to take on board their knowledge and put the two together. And if they're both asking for it, then you go. My second is that really get the experts in, right? Get people in who know what they're doing, who are passionate about doing that, and bring them in on their career. You know, I have lots of people who worked with us during the e-commerce launch that aren't here anymore.
Right.
And that's brilliant, right?
Yeah.
You know, give them the springboard and the platform, and work with partners who really know what they're doing. You know, I'm so proud when we work with a startup who gets to come in and use the brand for their next innovation, because for us it's been brilliant and a partnership to learn from, and for them the business goes on to strength and strength. And I think just be really humble during that process, and just be really clear what your MVP is. Often I think the biggest problem with any launch is you're not clear on your MVP, and you don't stay true to
You
it.
overthink it.
And then when every time you come back in the room, someone else adds a KPI or a new thing, or you get carried away. And if you stay true to the MVP, you can move super quick.
100%, 100%. I gotta imagine the connection with the group helps in that too, in terms of being an expert as well, like you mentioned before. So, all right, last question then. So when you're not building an e-commerce website or building a new marketplace, what are you excited to accomplish with the balance of this year? What else is on the priority list for you?
Well, I think for me, the most important thing here in Spain is two things. You know, one is the future professionals of our industry, right? So we can have all of the best e-commerce stores, products in the world, but if we don't have professionals coming into this game, we're dead, right? And I think that it's not a sexy profession for many of the youth and teenagers of today. You know, even if you look in schools with design and technology, you know, this kind of thing. So it's really important that as a community in a country, we're giving back and making sure that we're bringing the next tradespeople through to the business, or we'll have a shortage, right? None of us will be able to have our toilets fixed. You won't get a new kitchen because there's no people coming through. So this for me is the number one importance in this. And the second is female representation. I think that you rarely find a female tradesperson. We are not teaching enough girls in schools how to do the basics for home improvement. And we need to do that, and we need to support that, and we need to help them know that it's a really, really good thing to do. And if we can teach all children how to change a plug, change a light bulb, and just do the basic things, then the rest is history.
Caroline, do you feel like that's is that something that Kingfisher is working on doing? I know, like in the U.S., Home Depot is trying to work on trade academies, or helping kind of go into high schools and just do training on that. Is that something that Kingfisher does,
Absolutely.
or that you do
across all of the groups? And I think the UK is leading the way in this, in apprenticeships. I think that, you know, the way that we are really challenging what's happening, we're giving more apprenticeships than ever, we're kind of helping in the industry where we can, and also our own colleagues, you know, like making sure that they've got everything they need to succeed, and we're definitely working on that and making it sustainable. You know, the world is changing. The way that you kind of use products and reuse products is changing. So, you know, we need to be ready for that, and constantly listening and learning.
Yeah, lots of macroeconomic factors in your business. Yeah, that's great.
Well, Caroline, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate being able to talk to you and to close the show with someone, you know, so inspiring and so intelligent. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
No, anytime. You're welcome back anytime, for sure.
And thanks again one more time to Walmart Commerce Technologies. We really appreciate the home that you've built for us and for making all the content possible. And we will be back one more time to record our Fast Five tomorrow morning. So check that out. But until then,
be careful out there.